Hello! You are watching the Video Voters Guide, organized by the League of Women Voters of Portland. We are in the studios of Metro East Community Media to talk with candidates running in the November 2020 general election. All candidates who filed for this race were invited to participate in the Video Voters Guide. However, there are many reasons during a campaign why a candidate may be unable to appear. For comprehensive coverage by the League, including information on candidates who might not have been available for a video interview, visit vote411.org. Information is available in both English and Spanish. Candidates may choose to include additional information on Vote 411, such as their own YouTube videos. Watch, share, and be an informed voter.
Hello, this is Haley McLaughlin with the League of Women Voters of Portland, and with me today is Eddy Morales running for Gresham Mayor. Welcome, Eddy.
Hi, thanks for having me, Haley.
Yeah. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for this office and what unique characteristics you have among all the candidates for this office?
Yeah, so when I was elected in 2018 to the Gresham City Council, I talked to thousands of people in our community, and our volunteers talked to thousands more. And through that, we really learned what the priorities of our community were and engaged people from all parts of Gresham. That year, we broke historic record turnout numbers in the city, more so than ever in the past. I brought that same spirit to the city council over the last year and a half, and been bringing people in, demanding more transparency, accountability, and inclusion. And I plan to bring that level of leadership, as well as my experience over the last couple of years, to the mayoral position.
Great. What would be your top 3 priorities as mayor?
Yeah, so our city is facing a really dire financial situation. For the last 20 years, our city has been spending more money than it has in revenue. And that was, made worse by the COVID pandemic. And so my number one priority is really to make sure that I work with the community to come out of this stronger. And so that's going to ensuring people remain housed, ensuring that our businesses remain robust. And we did a little bit of that work already when the pandemic hit, offering small businesses grants, putting a moratorium on utilities, as well as putting a moratorium on evictions. And so I think with this next phase, it's really about how do we come back stronger. My second priority is housing affordability and making sure that we have housing options for a really diverse residency. We have a fairly young city, average age is 35, almost 40% Black, Indigenous, and people of color. And the salaries and incomes of our community range quite a bit. And so I want to make sure people have the options of getting into their first home, but also getting ready for retirement and making sure that we have adequate senior services for people who are downsizing and looking for more of community and assisted living. And so I would say the third part is, we get to launch participatory budgeting in Gresham around our parks and nature work. And so I'm really excited about doing that work and piloting it for the first time in Oregon, really helping people decide and giving people the power to decide where money should be spent.
Thank you. The COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting devastation of small business, city employee layoffs, and housing displacement will be with us for some time. How do you seek to address the fallout, including the reduction in city revenue?
Yeah, like I said, we've had a budget crisis in our city that has grown over the last 20 years. I voted on the budget, against the budget, approving it, because I knew that we were passing a budget that was not responsible. I think we need to really tighten up our spending and really put a freeze on spending that is not essential. And so that's one of the first things I would do. I also, when COVID happened, I was very supportive in getting grants to our small businesses. So we offered up to $10,000 grants to our small businesses to help with COVID relief. Like I said, we put a moratorium on evictions and on utilities. And so I think the next phase of our response has, as we're going back to school and we're getting back to work, is thinking about care and how we provide our community child care, elder care, just care dollars, as well as continuing to reach out to provide more assistance to our small businesses. Gresham is a really rich small business community, and it makes up a big part of our economy. And so we definitely have to make sure that that community exists, but we can't forget about people who are working people who need the help, especially as people are being asked to be home teachers and whatnot. So,
how would you address the public's significant concerns about police community relations, the use of deadly force, and officer accountability?
Yeah, so, I am a big supporter of the 8 Can't Wait, and so, which is a pledge to reduce deadly force, firing at moving cars. There's some precautions that would do that. We currently do not have any sort of oversight committee, like resident or community oversight committee over public safety. It was something that our city had a while back and has been gone with. So I would like to put that back in and really create a much more cyclical reporting out of what's happening, and also feedback loop from our community to do that. I want to work on making sure that our processes for how to file complaints against our police officers is transparent and accountable. Currently, there isn't a really clear place to file a complaint if you have a police officer against a police officer. And if you do, it is handled by the police department. And so I think, putting in some better mechanisms and more community accountability is what I'd want to work on. So.
Thank you. How do you strengthen Gresham's working relationships with the surrounding jurisdictions on issues such as transportation, policing, social services, and the economy?
Yeah, so I'm really proud to be endorsed by over 80 elected officials, small businesses, nonprofits in our region. So I have the endorsement of Governor Brown, our Congressman Earl Blumenauer, Metro President Lynn Peterson, and the majority of Metro, as well as our county commissioners and our neighboring city officials like Mayor Scott Hardin, Councilor Zach Hudson and Troutdale, and so forth. And I'm also endorsed by the majority of our school boards out here in East County: Mount Hood, Reynolds, Gresham Barlow, David Douglas, and Centennial. That level of relationship is so key to getting work done. We have to start operating as a region because we're so much alike. When you think about everything east of 82nd, we're still East County. And so we've been really active in making sure that things like the Parks and Nature Bond successfully passed. So last time we voted on that for the renewal, we failed that in Gresham with only 49% support. This time we were almost able to get almost 52%. And so I think, again, this spirit of engaging more community members is the way we're going to get it done.
Great. Thank you, Eddy, for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Haley, and thank you for the League of Women Voters for all the work you do to engage more people.
This has been the Video Voters Guide. Thank you for watching. The general election is Tuesday, November 3rd. The last day to register is October 13th. Remember to mail your ballot a week ahead or visit a ballot drop location. Be sure to inform yourself about the candidates and ballot measures and exercise your right to vote.